Have you ever wondered how a simple gray powder becomes the invisible force holding together roads, bridges, skyscrapers, and entire cities? Every time you walk on a sidewalk or drive across a concrete highway, you're relying on a material that begins its life as ordinary rock buried deep underground. Yet somewhere between a limestone quarry and a construction site, that rock is transformed into one of the most powerful binding materials humans have ever created. The process involves intense heat, massive rotating kilns, and a series of chemical reactions that fundamentally change the structure of the raw materials. But the most important step happens in the middle of that transformation, when crushed limestone turns into small marble-like nodules known as clinker. And those tiny nodules are what make modern cement possible. To understand why this works the way it does, we have to start at the beginning. Long before cement became the foundation of modern cities, its story began deep within the Earth's geological history. Millions of years ago, large parts of the planet were covered by shallow seas filled with marine life. When tiny organisms such as shells, coral, and other calcium-rich creatures died, their remains slowly settled on the ocean floor. Over immense stretches of time, these layers were compressed and transformed into limestone, one of the most abundant sedimentary rocks on Earth. This limestone would eventually become the primary ingredient in cement. But not every deposit of limestone can be used for cement manufacturing. The rock must contain a high concentration of calcium carbonate and only small amounts of impurities such as magnesium or sulfur. If the chemistry is not balanced correctly, the final cement may not perform reliably in construction. Because of this, cement manufacturers carefully analyze quarry sites and sometimes blend materials from multiple locations to achieve the correct composition. Limestone alone, however, is not enough to create cement. The process also requires clay, which contributes silica, alumina, and iron oxide. These elements are crucial because they combine with calcium during heating to form the minerals that give cement its strength. When limestone and clay are mixed in the correct proportions, they create the foundation for the material that will eventually become clinker. The journey from raw rock to clinker begins at the quarry. Large machines drill, blast, and cut through limestone deposits, breaking the rock into manageable pieces. These chunks are then transported to the processing plant where the first stage of preparation begins. Massive crushers reduce the rock into smaller fragments, sometimes only a few centimeters across. Clay undergoes a similar crushing process so it can blend properly with the limestone. Once the materials have been crushed, they move into the blending stage. Engineers must carefully combine the limestone and clay to create what is known as raw meal. This mixture usually contains roughly 4 parts limestone to 1 part clay, although the exact proportions depend on the chemistry of the raw materials. Consistency at this stage is essential because the chemical reactions that occur later require a precise balance of elements. Modern cement plants use automated systems that constantly monitor the composition of the mixture. Sensors analyze the materials in real time, and adjustments are made to ensure that the raw meal remains uniform. Once the correct balance is achieved, the mixture is ground into a fine powder, preparing it for the most critical phase of cement production. That phase takes place inside one of the largest and most powerful machines in the industry, the rotary kiln. A rotary kiln is essentially a giant rotating furnace. These cylindrical structures can stretch more than 200 meters in length and slowly rotate while the raw material travels through them. Inside the kiln, temperatures climb to nearly 1,450 degrees Celsius, hot enough to partially melt the materials passing through. As the powdered raw meal moves through the kiln, it experiences a series of dramatic chemical changes. At first, any remaining moisture evaporates. Then the limestone begins to break down in a process known as calcination. During calcination, calcium carbonate decomposes into calcium oxide while releasing carbon dioxide gas. As the temperature continues to rise, the calcium oxide reacts with silica, alumina, and iron oxide from the clay. These reactions create new mineral compounds that are essential for cement's binding properties. The mixture begins to soften and partially melt, allowing the materials to fuse together. Eventually, the heat causes the mixture to form small, glowing pellets, about the size of marbles. These pellets are clinker. Although clinker might look like ordinary gravel, it represents the most important stage in the cement manufacturing process. Each small nodule contains the mineral compounds that will later react with water during hydration. Without clinker, cement simply would not exist. When clinker leaves the kiln, it is extremely hot, often glowing red as it drops into the next stage of processing. At this point, it must cool quickly to preserve its chemical structure. If the cooling process happens too slowly, unwanted crystals may form and weaken the final cement. To prevent this, cement plants use powerful cooling systems that blow large volumes of air through the hot clinker. Within minutes, the temperature drops dramatically, from more than 1,400 degrees Celsius to roughly 100 degrees. The hot air produced during this process is often recycled back into the kiln, improving the overall efficiency of the plant. Once the clinker has cooled, it moves to the final transformation stage. Inside large grinding mills, the clinker is crushed into an extremely fine powder. These mills are massive rotating cylinders filled with heavy steel balls. As the mill rotates, the balls tumble and collide with the clinker, gradually pulverizing it. During this grinding stage, a small but essential ingredient is added: gypsum. Gypsum plays a crucial role in controlling how cement reacts with water. Without gypsum, cement would harden almost instantly, making it impossible for workers to mix or shape concrete before it sets. By adding a small percentage of gypsum, manufacturers slow down the hydration reaction, giving builders enough time to transport and place the concrete properly. After grinding, the finished material finally emerges as Portland cement, the familiar gray powder used in construction around the world. Before this cement can be shipped to construction sites, however, it must pass a series of strict quality tests. Engineers examine its chemical composition, measure how finely it has been ground, and evaluate its behavior when mixed with water. One common test involves creating small mortar cubes made from cement, sand, and water. These cubes are allowed to cure for specific periods of time, often 3, 7, and 28 days, before being placed under extreme pressure to measure their compressive strength. These tests ensure the cement will perform reliably once it becomes part of a concrete structure. Once approved, the cement is stored in sealed silos or packaged into durable paper bags. Because cement reacts easily with moisture, it must be kept dry during storage and transportation. Even small amounts of humidity can start the hydration process too early, making the cement unusable. Eventually, the cement reaches construction sites, where it is mixed with water, sand, and gravel to form concrete. This mixture may appear simple, but the science behind it is remarkable. When cement particles come into contact with water, a chemical reaction known as hydration begins. The minerals inside the cement react with the water molecules and form microscopic crystals. These crystals grow outward and interlock with one another, gradually binding the surrounding sand and gravel into a solid mass. Over time, this process turns a wet mixture into something that behaves like stone. In fact, the strength of concrete often continues to increase for weeks or even months after it has been poured. The next time you walk along a sidewalk or look up at a towering building, it may seem like an ordinary part of the landscape. But hidden within every slab of concrete is the result of an extraordinary transformation, one that begins with ancient limestone, passes through the intense heat of industrial kilns, and ends with the small, marble-like nodules known as clinker. Those tiny pieces of clinker may look insignificant, but they represent the moment when simple rock becomes the binding force that quite literally holds the modern world together.